I'm back. Rhodes rants on Star Wars. Here they go again. They're attacking us because we don't like The Last Jedi. That's right. This article's from MovieWeb. Star Wars fan survey claims The Last Jedi hate is based on political beliefs. Are political beliefs the main reason for the hate behind The Last Jedi? Social scientist. What in the hell is a social scientist? Mark H. White II conducted a survey of Star Wars fandom and has come to the conclusion that politics may have come into play when looking at the backlash of Rian Johnson's first foray into the franchise. Oh, fuck me to tears. The Last Jedi hit theaters at the end of 2017 and received praise from fans and critics. It's a 44% on Rotten Tomatoes. We just checked the other night on the live stream. Along with criticism from the start, with many calling the movie PC and bashing it for pandering to feminism. Mark H. White's previous study has broken Star Wars fans into three distinct groups. These include the prequel skeptics who love the saga but rate the prequels lower than the rest, saga lovers who rate everything highly, and the Last Jedi disowners who rate only the Last Jedi very negatively. That's not true. I have some issues with the first two prequels. Now, The Last Jedi is 47 spots behind the worst film in my rank, but that's neither here nor there. He then went about further interviewing in terms of what he calls, here we go, buzzwords, hostile sexism and malevolent sexism. Buzzwords. God. White II had this to say about his findings. The Last Jedi disowners tended to score higher on sexism. What proves this? Though, as you can see, not everyone who hates The Last Jedi is sexist. This demonstrates some empirical evidence that sexism plays a role in attitudes towards The Last Jedi. Next, Mark H. White II looked into PC beliefs and conservatism to see if he could find a direct correlation. Here they go. If you're conservative, you're under attack for hating The Last Jedi. By the way, I lean left, and I hate that fucking movie. There we go. How about that? In addition to having participants define their political correctness, White II also... Why don't they just call the... White also had participants... I think he's racism because his last name's White. White also had participants rate themselves on a scale from very liberal to very conservative. The findings do find a correlation between sexism, conservative views, and a negative outlook towards political correctness. Political correctness is ruining the country. It's also ruined my former party. So, there you go. White says, quote, The Last Jedi disowners are more likely to believe in political correctness is a negative force in society and less politically liberal. Really? Looking at Mark H. White's study even further, he found that Star Wars fans who had more sexist anti-PC beliefs were more likely to enjoy the original and prequel trilogies, but less likely to enjoy the sequel trilogy. Oh, fuck. For shit's sakes. I can tell you there's a lot of fans out there that hate The Last Jedi that liked The Force Awakens, so I don't want to hear that shit. My God. Here they go, lumping everybody into one group. The study also discovered The Last Jedi disowners were more sexist and anti-PC, which gave negative reactions to female characters including Vice Admiral Holdo, Rey, and Rose Tico. Oh, here we go. All of which have been on the receiving end of online hostility. The sample size was only 5,000, which is relatively small. However, it gives you a broad look of the reasoning behind the hate and why certain clusters of fans enjoy certain sets of... Oh, man. Okay, so here's my take on this. For fuck's sakes, nobody's got a problem with female characters. We have a problem with poorly written male or female characters, okay? And we have a problem with, there's rules to Star Wars. We'll call them the Gremlin. I used to call them the Gremlin rules on my old channel. But the number one rule, the mother of all, don't feed them after midnight, whatever, is thou shalt respect the lore, okay? And the biggest issue I can tell you with the sequel trilogy is Rey and her not having to pay her dues. She's got no training. She's great at everything. She's a Mary Sue. Now, what I can tell you is, let's say they would have introduced Ben Solo as the good guy, right? And he comes out of the box waging war using the Force, and he's great at everything. He would be a Gary Stu, which is the male equivalent of a Mary Sue, and we wouldn't like his ass either. Okay? And it's because Luke Skywalker had to go through trials and tribulations. Look at how epically powerful Anakin was. He still got his ass handed to him. Count Dooku in Attack of the Clones handed Anakin his ass. Okay, he still had to go through the trials and tribulations and be mentored for a significant amount of time by Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay, now, Rose Tico and Admiral Holdo, no, people don't like those characters, but it's got nothing to do with them being female. Although, it feels like the characters were ramrodded into the story for the sake of identity politics, which is a problem, okay? But you already had Admiral Akbar there, right? Holdo was created for no apparent reason. You had Admiral Akbar. You didn't need another admiral. And this was a fan favorite who died off screen for, why would you not have given that character to Akbar, right? A triumphant ride into the sunset for Akbar, saving everybody as he went into Lightspeed. And never mind the fact that The Last Jedi is just a poorly edited movie, and it's written terrible, and it's an hour and a half long slow space chase scene, and it's got one of the worst choreographed fight scenes I've ever seen in any movie, never mind a Star Wars film. You've got an ending that is blatantly plagiarized from Escape from L.A. You killed the main villain halfway through the second movie, and you've forced J.J. Abrams to bring back Emperor Palpatine for episode 9. You completely disrespected and gave a middle finger to the character of Luke Skywalker. You assassinated Luke's character. You ran a character assassination for 2.5 hours. And then fucking killed him at the end because he used the fucking Force so intensely that it fucking killed him. That's killing him just cause. Just cause. I killed him just for the hell of it. Rian Johnson decided that he wanted to kill. He wanted to be the man that killed Luke Skywalker. That's why people hate this fucking movie. It's got a 44% on Rotten Tomatoes audience score right now. The movie is awful. Star Wars movie aside, Sci-fi movie. It's awful. Rian Johnson acts like he got his writing skills out of a Cracker Jack box. Some how-to book, pamphlet in there. Oh, what? That makes me too old school, I guess, because brought up Cracker Jacks. Is that it? This is more bullshit. More bullshit to blame. Us. Sexist. I'm surprised they didn't throw racist in there. Really? Fatal J, John Matrix, Lord Callus. They're African Americans. They hate The Last Jedi. Let me guess, they're outliers, right? The media. This is the fucking media. The media went to this dude, and this guy was probably, he calls himself a social scientist. What in the hell does that mean? What are you really accomplishing with a degree in being a social scientist? What are you contributing? You're doing surveys about Star Wars. Become a police officer, or, a teacher, or, an engineer, or doctor, or lawyer, or, something. A nurse is a great occupation. I'm done with this fucking video. Peace 'em out. Till next time.